Today's workout focuses on strengthening the upper body, but you will get a strong workout for all of the muscle groups. We're going to start standing in front of the hammock, bringing the arms around the back through the center, showing your palms forward, hinging from the hips to lean forward, and then we're going to wrap the wrists one more time on each side, bringing the hands together, interlacing the fingers, lifting the chest, rising to stand tall. From here, you're monitoring your resistance in the shoulders, so only going where your body allows. Standing up tall, taking some deep breaths in and out. 3 full breaths here. And when you're ready, and if you can, step forward, bringing both feet together. And as your body allows, allow yourself to hinge forward, or drop the hips forward rather. If that's too much, you can stay standing. Or as you're bringing your hips forward, take one step with one foot forward, and then slowly bring the hips forward to where your body allows. Once again, focusing on your breath here, not holding your breath. We're going to drive that heel that's behind you up and down. So lifting the heel and then pressing it to lower. Now bring your hips back as you step the foot forward back, bringing the opposite foot forward, driving the hips forward as you breathe, allowing that whole chest wall and shoulders to open. When you're ready, start to lift and lower the heel, strengthening the calf and stretching the calf. Bring the hips back as you bring the feet back together. We're just hinged from the hips here. We'll bend the knees, dropping the tailbone, lifting the chest. And then as we unravel the hands slowly coming up, you'll notice a lot of warmth in the shoulders as we've brought fresh blood to the chest and shoulders. We're going to reach back, bringing the hammock in front of the shoulders, and then wrapping the wrists one time. Make sure the elbows are facing forward and you're pulling down, keeping the elbows shoulder width distance apart, forward. We're going to push off the floor, pull with the arms, engage the core, and bring the knees up to the chest, just tucking the knees to the chest and lowering. If you're not quite here yet, you can just practice pushing off the floor and pulling with the arms, even if your feet don't go far from the floor. The goal is to eventually get the knees as close to the chest as possible, pulling with the arms so you're working that upper body and getting that core strength. Do what you can here. Try to do your max. And try to make sure you're not throwing your weight around. We'll then let the hammock catch underneath the shoulder blades as we reach behind, one long line, core stays engaged, dropping the hips, swinging forward, getting that nice lymphatic massage, bringing it back. We inhale as we come back, exhale as we come forward. Keeping the core nice and tight so we don't arch the back. Feet stay in the same position. We're just going with the flow, going with momentum, letting the hammock keep your weight. And then reaching up high, we're going to bring those feet apart, heels to the outside edge of your mat. We're going to rock side to side. So we're making like a half circle behind the hammock, plumb line. We're beginning to warm up the hips. We're going to take it all the way forward. So both hip points stay pointing forward as you travel in a big circle, pushing those hips forward, coming back. If you don't keep your hips facing forward, you'll begin to twist. So we don't want to twist here. We want to open the front of the body, loosen up those hips, strengthen those knees. Now we'll go in the opposite direction. This should be a nice fluid movement. If you're finding that your knees are touching the floor, the hammock's probably too high on the back, or the hammock adjustment height is not correct. Turn the toes in, bend the knees, shift back, turn the heels in. We're heel toeing our feet to come together. With the hands up high, pressing against the hammock, lift your right knee, pull with the arms, and step that right foot back to a long lunge here. We're going to press those hands to the back of the hammock. We're going to bend the left knee, the leg forward, and then a slight bend to the right knee. Tuck the pelvis so you're tipping it forward and then leaning back. So you should feel that in the right hip flexor. Pull with the arms, straighten the legs, arms reach up high, sinking a little deeper into that left leg, and making sure that left knee does not cave in towards the right. Let it press towards the outside of the leg. So we're pressing the knee out. We want to make sure that knee doesn't fall in. Now breathing in, lifting up, coming into your warrior two. So hips and shoulders are now facing that right side of the room. Sinking into the stretch a little bit deeper, making sure the left knee that's in front is not going past your toes. Now pull the heels of the feet as if you're trying to draw them together without moving the feet from the floor. This will activate those inner thighs. Now hips stay static here. We're just moving from the rib cage, the upper body, forward and back like a tug of war. Reaching forward and back. Continuing to breathe, not holding your breath. Now reversing that warrior, right hand comes down, left arm comes up and over. We're lengthening the left side of the body here. So really reaching that arm, finding that length, and breathing nice and deep. If you want to intensify this, you can lift the right arm so you're reaching both hands towards that back wall. That's just an option. Feel free to keep that right hand down if you're not quite ready for this. Now left arm comes back around the hammock, back into that warrior two stance. Chin comes to your chest, and then you're going to tilt your head to the left so that left ear comes towards the left shoulder, but the hammock is behind your head. We're coming into our bent knee triangle. So the back of that left hand is going to be on the inside of that left forward facing leg. That right arm reaches up. Now we're lengthening that right side of the body. Reaching high. Moving into Trikonasana, we just straighten that left leg and press that right hip to the back wall. Arms are reaching far from each other. We're going to grab the right side of the hammock with that right hand. Bend the left leg. Shift your weight forward, pulling down on the hammock, coming to our half moon pose. So pull down on the hammock to help you. Just find your alignment here. The hammock is a beautiful prop to help find proper alignment. If you're really gripping those toes on the mat and really engaging your core and all the leg muscles coming from the foot all the way up the body, you may find that you can balance here. If you find balance here, feel free to let go of that hammock and hold your half moon pose. Keep your hand close in case you need to grab hold. Grab the hammock and then place that right foot back down on the mat, making sure that your all 5 toes are on the ground. Back to your warrior two. We're going to reach that right arm forward, pivoting on the back foot. So the ball of that back foot. Here, we're not showing that happening. So if you're feeling anything in the knee, you want to pivot. If not, if it's okay to stay there and you're nice and strong, that's fine. Reaching back, we're really activating the arm muscle, sliding that right hand back as we bend the elbow with a fist, opening up, and then coming back forward. Now sweep that right arm down. You do want to pivot on the ball of the back foot here, reaching both arms forward, nice and strong, palms facing each other. When you're ready, lifting off into your warrior three. And then taking some pulses here, squeezing the glutes, keeping the foot flexed, we're pulsing the leg up and down. Keep reaching, finding your balance. And then from here, we're going to find balance, slight bend of that left standing leg, starting to round the spine as we bring that right knee up to the chest. Hands are reaching to the floor, palms facing each other. Finding balance here, a little Karate Kid, lifting the arms as we lift the knee, flex the foot, extend and bend. Extend and bend. This is great for balance. Be sure not to lock that left knee. Keep a tiny bend in it. both feet meet. Inhale back, hammock catches underneath the shoulder blades. Bend the knees, swing it forward, lymphatic massage, forward leaning T. Bend the knees, inhale back, reach. Take it all the way forward again. Take it all the way back, big inhale. Grab hold of that hammock, pulling down, lift the left knee as you pull all the way up to stand, and then kick that left leg back, coming into our crescent lunge. Right knee is bent, hands are reaching up, pressing the palms into the hammock. Slight bend of that left knee. Tuck the pelvis as you lean back, pressing into the hammock. Great stretch for that hip flexor on the left and that quad on the left. Pull yourself back to stand, turning that back foot onto a 45-degree angle. Sink into that right leg, making sure the knee isn't past the toes, of course. So arms come out into that warrior two, knees not caving in, reaching nice and strong. We're drawing those heels toward each other to activate the inner thighs as we take that tug of war forward and back from the rib cage up and reverse the warrior. That option for more advancement here is lifting the arm as long as your core is very sturdy, and then back to that warrior two, sinking in deeper, pulling the heels towards each other without moving the feet. And then that right arm comes down in front of the inside of that leg. Left arm comes up as we reach for our bent knee triangle. Now straightening that right leg, coming into triangle, Trikonasana. And then grabbing that hammock with that left arm on that side. Preparing for our half moon. Gripping the toes. When I say gripping the toes, it's like you're just pressing the toes down, bending the knuckles on those toes so you get a strong grip on that mat. All four corners of the feet are in contact with the mat. It's also causing a forced arch. And then back into your warrior two. From here, we're going to reach forward, make a fist, pull, engage the muscles of the arm as you open up. Pull back. It's like a bow and arrow. You're pulling the bow to shoot the arrow. Bringing the arms forward, preparing for a warrior three. You're pivoting on the back ball of the foot. When you're ready, take off. Reach those arms. Flex that back foot. Find balance here. Micro bend, tiny micro bend of that standing leg. And we start pulsing. Squeezing the glutes, lifting the leg. Breathing at the same time, of course. Don't hold your breath. We slightly bend that right knee as we find balance. Coming into our Karate Kid, lifting that knee. When you're ready, start to rise, preparing to kick that leg with a flexed foot. Bend and extend. If balance is not found here yet, you can always hold the hammock. Coming into chair pose, sinking the tailbone back, not arching the back, slight tuck of that pelvis, reaching the arms up, sinking back into the heels, maybe even lifting the toes. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. We're going to pulse up and down. You should feel those quads working here. Inhale all the way back, nice and long, big stretch. Hands find the hammock, pulling ourselves up with the upper body. And then sliding those thumbs down, bringing that hammock to the sacrum. Thumbs should come to about the hip bones, inside of the wrist turn forward. Pressing down with the heels of the hands, shoulders are back and down. Let the elbows bend as you tip back, trying to go as low as you can go. Get your shoulders as low as you can go on the tiptoes. When you're ready, keeping that hammock at the sacrum, you're going to lift the knees, bringing them to the chest, sliding the hands up. So we want to keep that hammock edge at the sacrum. Don't let it slide up the back. As you can see here, I'm helping my client get the knees to her chest. Hands up high. You should be eye level with your knees. That's going to help hold you in this position. You're using your core here. We're going to keep those knees into the chest. Head should be at knee height or a little higher as you can keep that core engaged. Looking forward, you can let those knees go side to side, little windshield wipers when you're ready.